Hey everybody, what's going on, and welcome to Guns N' Roses Central. And today we're talking about 5 things you didn't know about the Guns N' Roses song Get in the Ring from Use Your Illusion 2. Now this song is notable because Guns N' Roses call out their critics by name, and the first thing you guys may have not known is that their critics from Hit Parader, Circus Magazine, and from Spin actually responded to the song Get in the Ring. Here's what they had to say.
Song called Get in the Ring, off one of the 2 new Guns N' Roses albums that are due out this coming week. Among other rude things, Rose charges that Spin publisher Bob Guccione Jr., Hit Parader editor Andy Sesher, and Circus Magazine have printed lies instead of the things we said, and he threatens to, quote, kick their asses. Guccione, following in the footsteps of Motley Crue singer Vince Neil, quickly issued a press release saying he's ready to duke it out with Rose, and noting that he's studied karate. Circus publisher Gerald Rothberg declared himself outraged by Rose's charge that the magazine printed lies about Guns N' Roses, but Andy Sesher at Hit Parader said he was just thankful for the free publicity.
Use Your Illusion 1 and 2, frontman Axl Rose has riled up some members of the rock press who've heard a song on Use Your Illusion 2. It's called Get in the Ring, and Rose launches an angry tirade against several members of the music media. He sings that journalists have been, quote, printing lies instead of the things we said. Rose names some of his critics and even offers to, quote, kick their asses. And at least one of them says he's ready to rock and roll. Bob Guccione Jr., editor and publisher of Spin magazine, gets a large share of abuse in Axl's song, and Guccione's now issued his own challenge, saying, quote, if Rose really wants to do some media bashing, he can start with me. And if he really wants to get in the ring, I volunteer. This is the second time this year Axl has been challenged to a fight after Motley Crue's Vince Neil several weeks back. Axl also targets Hit Parader magazine and Circus magazine in the song. However, another member of Guns N' Roses was able to shed a bit of light on the Get in the Ring track recently. Guitarist Slash spoke with our colleagues at MTV Europe as the band was wrapping up a European tour. Slash says that Axl's rant against the rock press started out as a totally spontaneous ad-lib, and that the band decided to leave it on the finished track. Here's why.
Number 2, Axl said in an interview in 1991 that Get in the Ring isn't meant to be literal, and it doesn't really refer to getting into the ring and doing an actual boxing match. Here's the interview from 1991 that Axl did talking about the song.
And some other areas there. We have Alan from Bay FM 78. Alan, you're on with Axl Rose.
Hi Bob, hi Axl, how you guys doing?
Doing all right, you betcha.
You know, I really think Get in the Ring is a great piece of stuff. What I wanted to ask you was, are the rock rags really that bad?
The ones I mentioned in the situations that I touched, yeah. You know, it's like one of the reasons I did that was because I remember some of those same mags doing the same things to Zeppelin, and I couldn't get a decent Zeppelin interview and learn what I needed to do to put a band together right. And when kids, you know, are reading these magazines and they're getting false stories or twisted stories or things saying I'm running over dogs and you know, and everything confused of who was in the band and when and stuff, it really doesn't, you know, help a kid out to know about, you know, a band or his favorite band, and it, you know, it doesn't really give this person anything to work with, and they're paying good money for it, you know, and, you know, there's distribution companies and stuff that are putting out the magazines, and I don't really approve of their methods and things like that. So yeah, it is that bad. You really wailed on Bob Guccione Jr. and really challenged him. Did you ever hear from him after that?
Well, I feel about that situation that I did hit him below the belt with my comments,
so to speak.
Yeah, and you know, and that's, you know, probably mine. But he wouldn't let up, you know. But this get in the ring thing isn't necessarily literal about getting in the ring with boxing gloves, you know. Otherwise, I'll be a boxer, you know. But you know, to get in the ring, I feel you need integrity. You know, and that disqualifies Bob, you know, right off the bat. I don't know, I've heard a lot from him, and he's, you know, made certain actions that I know about, you know, that he doesn't know I know, and there's other problems, but, you know, the guy should just, like, shut up and write about rock and roll, you know, and forget about Axl Rose, and just, you know, if he's got a problem with Axl, go do something else, you know. I just want him to shut up and print the truth. You know, he's printed a lot of lies and a lot of things I said that I didn't say, and, you know, it pretty much makes me sick, you know, but, you know, it creates problems that I have to work with in my life, you know, but we're doing all right, and Bob seems to be the one who's really upset, so it's cool.
It is a powerful song. It's one you'll have to hear in the CD, though. You won't be hearing that one on the radio too much, I don't think. Alan, thanks.
Number 3, Axl actually spoke to Mick Wall a year before Use Your Illusion came out and talked about the song. And as you guys know, Mick Wall was mentioned by name in the song. Now he said, and Duff brought in one song. Duff said it all in one song. It's called Why Do You Look at Me When You Hate Me? And it's just badass. Now, Why Do You Look at Me When You Hate Me was the original name for Get in the Ring, but they ended up changing the name prior to putting the song on the album. Number 4, the actual rant that Axl goes on in Get in the Ring was not his idea. Instead, Axl claims the idea was Duff and Tom Zutaut, who was the A&R guy who discovered Guns N' Roses. So in an interview Axl did the same month that the Use Your Illusion albums came out, he said Get in the Ring was a song that was basically put together by Slash and Duff, and I came up with the low vocal part. And Slash and I wrote that part together. We wrote different verses, and then we wrote a whole song. That's when the whole band actually had the song together. The words didn't fit the arrangement of the song, and so we were in Toronto, playing a show in Toronto, and we had one last song to finish recording. That was Get in the Ring. So we went into the studio and just kind of started putting things together. And then Duff decided that I should express my feelings about how we've been treated by the press, because that was his initial concept for the song, and that I should just go for it. And I was kind of like, are you sure? You sure I should do this? And then Tom Zutaut of Geffen was there, and he was like, go for it. So I got behind the mic and went for it, and everybody was really happy, and we just decided to do it. And this naming names and things like that were there because most bands can't afford to express how they feel because of how they're treated by the press, because they need press so much. And I know that this could hurt us, but we're put in a position where I think we owe it to ourselves and we owe it to an element of the public. Slash talked a bit more about why they decided to keep the rant in an MTV interview. Here's the interview.
These are people that just completely misrepresented us, and it was high profile. And we were like sick of it. We were like, screw you, you know? And we've gotten to the point where we don't think it's that important to kiss ass to the press and stuff, because really what this band's all about is the music that we play and the people we play for. And these people, you know, people believe what they read. TV and media in general, that's like their lifeline, you know?
Almost 20 years later, Axl did an interview with Eddie Trunk on That Metal Show, and he talked a bit more about the song. And looking back at it after 20 years, he said, that was not my idea, you know, that was Tom Zutaut and Duff McKagan's idea, because there was blank space in the song, and we got to do something. And then they were like, why don't you go in and go off on Andy Chesser and Bob Guccione Jr.? And sure, yeah. And eventually I did, and everybody was happy with it. But when the shit hit the fan, everybody disappeared. And I was naive and didn't realize political wars going on between different publicists at the record labels and their relationship with Rolling Stone and Spin and whatever. So I was set up, but no one stepped forward to say anything. Number 5, Izzy even talked about the song in an interview after he left Guns N' Roses. So with Kerrang! Magazine in September of 1992, he had this to say. Axl's real critical of himself, and his anger seems to propel him in a lot of different ways. That song, Get in the Ring, I really love a lot of the lyrics just because they're really aggressive. Axl played guitar on that track as well. That was the first time I saw him play electric guitar, and he did pretty well. I was digging it because it had good punk energy. But with all the names at the end, I was thinking, shit, I wouldn't have slagged people off on my record. So that does it for 5 things you may or may not have known about the song Get in the Ring. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you like the song? Is it one of your favorite Guns N' Roses songs, or do you think some people think it's an embarrassing song? I personally like the song. Let me know in the comment section. Be sure to hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, and please share the video as well. And please subscribe if you love Guns N' Roses as much as I do and you want to see more videos just like this. You guys can also follow me on Facebook and Twitter and support my channel on Patreon. The links to all that good stuff is down below in the description box. Thanks for watching, everyone, and have yourself a good day.